Good morning, everybody. Let me just check who's with me this morning. I've got Connie and Cheryl, Mary Lou and Christine. Good morning. All right, so it's about 6 minutes before we start. The sky's looking beautiful. Let me just show you what it looks like. So we're standing at a place called Dolphins Point, and I'll tell you a little bit more about that in a moment. But let's just enjoy the first few moments overlooking the Pacific Ocean out to the east and this beautiful, beautiful sky we've got this morning. Hi, Louise. So where we're standing is a place called Dolphins Point, and as I said, I'll tell you a little bit more about that when we start. But let's just enjoy. In fact, I may do most of this tour silent and just give you relevant details throughout the tour. I do want to tell you that we've got a bit of a circus happening behind me this morning. Media have turned up. I didn't realise that this was all happening. But the ceremony, the official ceremony, doesn't start for about another 4 hours. We talked to the producer. He said, we don't want you in our background, but we can't stop you. It's a public place. So there you go. There you have it. And that was Sky News. So, yeah. This is Wedding Cake Island that we're looking at just here. And when there's a bigger swell, there's a very calm swell out here today. There's not much of anything at all. You'll see the spray crashing off Wedding Cake Island, and that's the reason why it's called that. It just looks like a frothy, foamy, like a wedding cake. Hi, Tricia. Good morning. Thank you for joining us. All right, so over here we've got Coogee Beach. Looking beautiful with all the lights on. Just beautiful. And we've just got the tail end of a full moon here as well. I think the actual full moon was the night before last. So that's this is a day and a half after the actual rising of the moon, so it's looking quite spectacular there at the moment. So that's obviously looking to the west. I'm going to walk along the fence line here. So you can see they've got hospitality tents and what have you all set up. There's going to be people everywhere later. I don't actually want to be here for any of that. Good morning, Una. And these are the cliffs that head north from Coogee Beach towards the next beach around is Clovelly, and then beyond that is Bondi. Well, there's a couple of other minor beaches in between. Bronte, Tamarama. All right, so it's still got a couple of minutes before we start. I won't actually give any details until we officially start. So let's just enjoy this. It's stunning, Tricia. Absolutely gorgeous. Let's get some of that beautiful sky in for you. There's Willy Wagtail on the fence rail there. Oh, just missed them. They just scooted off. That's my daughter sitting there. She doesn't know she's been captured. Hi, Charmaine. All right, let me turn the camera around. Let's get the sun behind me. What time is it? It's 6 o'clock, 6 a.m. here. All right, good morning, everybody. Let me see. How's that for light? It's trying to expose for the background, so it's a bit tricky. Let me go this way instead. All right, good morning, everybody. 6 a.m. here in Sydney. We're standing on Dolphins Point in Coogee. The reason that we stand here this morning is that today, October 12th, marks 20 years since the largest act of terror committed against Australians. So on the October 12th in 2002, there was a bomb exploded in Paddy's Bar rather, in Coota. Good morning, Evelyn. Thank you for joining me. And people rushed out into the street, and then 20 seconds later, a much larger bomb exploded in the street in a van outside the Surrey nightclub. So obviously the intent was to get the maximum impact by drawing people out into the street. 202 people were killed that day. 88 of those were Australians and 38 of those were Bali locals, Indonesians. So we're here to commemorate 20 years since that event. Good morning, everybody, and thank you for joining me. I'm just going to turn the camera around. You don't need to look at me anymore. We want to look at the beautiful sunrise. The reason that we're here in Coogee, I just noticed that it looks like there's a group of surfers out there. I would imagine that they are connected in some way. This is called Dolphins Point. 9 of the victims were members of the Coogee Dolphins football team. And so obviously the event had a huge impact on locals of this area. Hi, everybody. Hi, Charmaine. Hi, Alison and Eva. And anyone I missed. I think I've got everybody. So this memorial here, I will show you around. There's actually 3 memorials at this point. One of them is pertinent to this particular locality. One to people from New South Wales, and one is to the occasion itself. Hi, Anita. All right. What I'm going to do is, first of all, we'll go down and have a look at the memorial down here, which is actually at the entrance to the Giles Baths. It's a stunning morning, Evelyn. Absolutely beautiful. So as I said, we have 3 memorials here at this location. I'm hoping that the main memorial I am going to be able to show you, but there's a bit of a media circus happening up there. Personally, I think this is the most important memorial to this particular site, but all of them are important. So as I said, this is Coogee Beach. It's an absolutely beautiful morning. It couldn't have been more beautiful for marking this occasion. We'll head down here, down the steps. I have a feeling that this area might be closed off later because apparently the Prime Minister's going to be coming. The ceremony begins at 10 o'clock this morning. So we have this barricade here, which I have a feeling may get closed off at some point. So what we have here is the old entrance to the Giles Baths. You're welcome, Evelyn. I thought the most appropriate time to come here was sunrise, and I imagine that anyone connected with the families are probably doing the same thing if they're not caught up in the official events. I'm going to turn the camera sideways now and show you this particular memorial, which is dedicated to the actual locals. There we go. All right, so let me read it to you, but you can capture it as a postcard as well if you wish. So on Saturday, the 12th of October 2002, Coogee Beach on the Indonesian island of Bali, a popular holiday destination for generations of Australians, was shattered by a terrorist attack. The horrific bombings claimed the lives of hundreds of innocent people, including 88 Australians. Sydney's eastern suburbs were devastated by the tragic loss of 20 local residents and injuries to many more. The community of the city of Randwick remembers all the victims and dedicates this site to those local residents who lost their lives. So this was dedicated on the 12th of April 2013. And here we have a complete list with their photos, including a 14-year-old. I'm going to turn back. I'm sorry, this was too long on the side, but it allowed you to capture the postcard, I hope. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, exactly. We'll head back up top to the second memorial in a moment, but let me just take you to this place over here, which is really lovely, really beautiful, which overlooks the ocean. We'll just listen to the sound of the sea for a moment. This is actually the Giles Baths down here. It's a natural rock pool. Overlooking Wedding Cake Island, out to sea. I'll go down a couple more steps, but I'm not going to go all the way down to the baths. The 12th of October is also important to our family. I remember exactly where I was when we heard the news. My sons were born 3 years apart on the 12th of October. So it's their birthday today. So 20 years ago today, we were at a holiday park on the south coast. We woke up to the news that this terrible thing had happened. Thank you, everyone. I'll be sure to pass that on. All right, let's head back up top. There are many commemorations happening around Australia. I'm sure that there'll be commemorations happening in other parts of the world. It wasn't just Australians and Indonesians who lost their lives. There were people from many countries, including the UK, Sweden, Germany. There was, I think, there was about 20 countries represented through loss of life. Over here on the beach, there's a sand sculpture happening. If I get time at the end of the tour, we might actually go down and see what he's doing. He's doing something, we caught it briefly, he's doing something that has to be ready by 9 o'clock this morning for this occasion. Looks like there's some fellows over there doing a bit of beach football or training or something. I don't know if they have any connection to the Coogee dolphins. I'm going to go doing some push-ups. Okay, but here we have another explainer for this site here. All right, I'm going to try and get the gimbal to behave itself. This headland is named in memory of the, I thought it was 9, I beg your pardon, it's 6 Coogee Dolphins A-grade amateur rugby league players who were among those tragically killed in Coogee, Bali on the 12th of October. And it names them and gives their shirt numbers as well. We had the club president, the club manager, club treasurer, club trainer. Okay. And that's planted alongside some lavender here. Just as a total aside, this is a bit of a curiosity and something that's a little bit out of the ordinary, totally unrelated to the events of 20 years ago. This site here, if you do a search on, I can't actually show you because what they've done is they've planted a whole lot of plants there, which actually ruins the illusion now. This was an optical illusion. So someone, I think, standing on the beach, believed they saw... Are you having trouble, Charmaine? I've got 5 bars, so you should be fine. Someone believed they saw, by looking along the fence line, the apparition of the Virgin Mary. And really all it was an optical illusion by the way that what's that trick of the eye called, where you're looking along a straight line and then it takes a turn. Anyway, they believe they saw the optical illusion. They believe they saw the apparition of the Virgin Mary. And right there now is all these plants. So you can no longer see it. But at that time, there were queues and queues of people coming here to see what they believed was a sacred site. And now it's turned into a bit of a shrine. People leave flowers, there are photos. And there you can see the Virgin Mary apparition. I don't think any of the photos actually show the illusion that I'm referring to. There's lots of photos of the Virgin Mary and gardens and floral offerings and just something a little bit quirky. Just trying to see, does that photo there show what I'm talking about? No, none of these really do. All they show is photos of people actually here at the site. But you can see that there was even the nuns came to visit. This one might show it. No, it's really difficult to see. But if you Google that image, I'm sure you'll find it. All right, so sunrise is in just a few minutes, and I want to position myself, if I can, if I'm able. Good morning. Are you going to stop me going up there?
Yes, I am. Sorry.
Oh, no.
Yeah, I'm sorry. It's just the media at the moment. I think until later in the morning, around 10.
Just to even see that one memorial?
Sorry.
Ah, okay. All right. Thank you.
Have a nice
I mean, it's a public place. We should be able to go up there.
I don't know. I think it's just until the media just does what they need to do. Because I was told I just have to stand here.
Right.
Not allow any access. Just for now.
Okay. All right.
Sorry about that.
Thank you. Well, that cruels that, doesn't it, guys? Let's see if we can find somewhere to see the sunrise. We'll have to go around to the headland. Yeah, I think it's actually I think it's rude. I actually think it's darn rude. Here they all are. Here's the memorial up here. That's the main memorial. Okay, so it's a beautiful sculpture. They only just, as I came down, they've closed off. Do you recall I said I suspected that they might close it later? I didn't think it would be so soon. So here we have the main memorial up there. 3 freestanding pieces form the whole, and it's been designed so that it shows they couldn't stand alone. They need each other to be able to support each other. I'd really like to. I'm actually going to go walk around to the other side of the headland so that we can see the sun. Let's go this way. That's very annoying, actually. Anyway, we'll go up to the headland and we'll see the sunrise. We can go around that side of the fence there. That's the media, Mary Lou. You know, they get special privileges. Yeah, so we've got this woman's a presenter.
Good dance.
That's all right. So we can see that memorial over there. So that's all the media up there. I turned up and saw a few bodies around and some roped off car spaces, and I thought immediately, okay, yeah, this is going to be a bit of a media circus up here. Sure enough. So we can see the main memorial just through there. We see, that's it there. I'm going to go around the other side and see if we can get a spot where we can see it. But it's the way of the media, isn't it, that they somehow get special access to what's actually a public place. All right. It's beautiful from up here. We'll still be able to get beautiful. Look at this. How tempting is that? I am so tempted right now, I tell you. But there's a security person standing here. I'm bound to get shooed out if I do that. Right, okay. Let me see. Can we see the memorial from up here? Okay, yeah, it's obscured. What I wanted to show you, what I wanted to get close to was this plinth just beyond the tent there that has a plaque on it that shows the names of all the people from New South Wales who lost their lives that day. Unfortunately, we can't see the memorial itself unless I can see something between where this car is parked. Yeah, no, it's obscured, unfortunately. It's just beyond that tent there. Never mind. Let's look this way, guys. Let's look out to sea. So what I'm going to do instead is I'm going to walk around the cliff line. We'll have our own special moment away from the media circus. We'll see a beautiful sunrise and the beautiful eastern suburbs. I just want to zoom in here first before we start walking. This is a beautiful place to come to any day, any morning, but especially beautiful today.
Up there. I was meant to go for a run and I got up for a walk.
So there'll be ceremonies in Bali itself as well. And this, I want to show you, I'm going to post an image in the chat that shows the memorial that's been built in Coogee Beach. And this was given to me to use by Evelyn, who I thought was going to be on the tour this morning, but I haven't seen her yet. Evelyn reached out to me and asked me about my tour. Said that she hadn't seen one of my tours before. Oh, you are? Oh, that's Evelyn. Oh, thank you, Evelyn. Why did I think you were from Australia or lived in Australia? That's you. Thank you so much. And this is the beautiful image that you gave me. So there's going to be a ceremony there sometime today as well. I don't know what time. Do you know, Evelyn? I believe that this memorial, correct me if I'm wrong, is on the side of the Paddy's Bar. The Sari nightclub across the road is the future of that site apparently hasn't been decided as yet. I think that there's some kind of wrangling with the owners who want to develop the site and victims' families who would like to see it preserved in some way. Never mind, no, but thank you for the image. The plaque on that image you won't be able to see because the resolution probably isn't high enough once you blow it up, but it names every victim from every country. I'm going to walk a little. I'll give you a moment to take a few more postcards from this angle, this aspect, but I'm actually going to walk a little bit up along. Let's have a look. We'll walk along this fence line here, just a little way. We won't go too far. And I'll try and keep the sunrise in frame as much as I can. Just need to turn around this corner here first. Thank you for the follow, Ursula. And my apologies again, Evelyn, for not realising who you were. When you reached out to me, for some reason I thought you were local to me. I didn't realise you were Evelyn in Bali, in Indonesia. Here we go, look at this. I'm just sad I couldn't bring you those two other memorials. So this is the cliffs above Coogee. It's a bit soggy along here. It's been raining a lot the last few days, so I'm going to try and avoid that. There's a spotted just a little bit further along where I can get the cliffs in shot as well. Louise, it's a sunrise. I'm not being pedantic or anything. We're looking to the east. Hi, Melinda. Hi, Maureen. Isn't it beautiful? That's okay. I'm just trying to get a great shot, but not intrude on this person's privacy. I don't do meditation. I enjoy getting out into the open air and enjoying nature. But if I did meditate, I think this would be a perfect place to do it. I've got this here. This is where I am. We have about 3 meters to the edge of the cliff, and I'm behind a railing. But yes, yes, that would be a disaster. So that's looking back towards Dolphins Point, where the media circus are hogging the land there. A bit rude, but anyway. So what you can hear is that motorboat. Boo to media circus, I agree. Angel, we're in Coogee, which is just to the south of the city of Sydney. So I think we're about 8 kilometres, maybe a little more. So this is what I was talking about. Look, this fellow up here. Is this not the perfect place to meditate? I'm going to see if I can get a little bit closer to him. All right, we just need to negotiate this swampy, uneven, rocky ground first. Yuck, yuck. Muddy feet. Yeah, that's why I want to get closer to him. I agree, it is. It's like a motivational poster. Um, where is he? Oh, this ground is revolting. Here we go. Evelyn, you posted a video in my messenger this morning, but I didn't get a chance to see it. What was that? And should I share it? I can't share it right now, but if you think I should, I'll pop it into my posts later. That's pretty cool. Where's this fellow meditating? I'm going to do a bit of rock hopping here, I think. Oh, okay. Yeah, it's great that the world media is observing and recognizing today. It's not just our day. It's important to everyone. Thanks for sharing that, Evelyn. Yeah, great. Look at that. Look at the colour. Just spotted it. Thanks, Evelyn. Yeah, great. Thank you. So here we are. This is where we're standing. There's Dolphin's Point there. I'll see if I can zoom in. I can just get a glimpse of that memorial sculpture poking out behind that first tent. I would have loved to have been able to get the sunrise shot through the arches of that sculpture. Unfortunately, yeah, never mind. No doubt the media got that perfect shot that I didn't get. Anyway, it is what it is. It is what it is. Let me see if I can get a little closer to that fellow meditating. I don't want to intrude on his privacy, but he is making a beautiful shot, postcard shot right now. Unless he's finished already, I can't see him. I don't know where he's gone. No, I've lost him. I think this is where he was sitting, about here. The rocks are beautiful. Did you notice them as I was walking up the path? Yeah, they are. Here, look. That wouldn't be a bad spot to live either, would it? All right, okay. We're going to just try and get a few more. The sun's, I reckon, once it reaches the top of that cloud, most of the colour will disappear. So I'm just going to try and get the best angles for you I can over the next 5 minutes or so. Also, the sun now shining on these rocks is beautiful. Look at the colour there now. Oh, look at this. Here we go. So that's where the guy was who was meditating, I'm sure. I think he was sitting out there on that rocky point just there. And I'll show you what the cliffs look like now with the sun shining on them. Let's see if I can get this railing out of the picture. It's a bit better. That's the beautiful Sydney sandstone that we're looking at here. All right, so the sun's just going behind that other cloud. Pink clouds too, yeah. Over here to the left, look at this. Okay. I'm just picking my way here. It's tricky terrain, so bear with me while I negotiate the path here. Good morning, Nicholas. So for anyone who joined late, when we first arrived, we were able to get close to the memorial, but then the media came along and the barricades got put up, and now we've been consigned to looking at the sunrise from a different aspect, let's just say. So we're overlooking the Pacific Ocean. It's a very calm sea today. This is what's known as the eastern suburbs of Sydney. Over to our left we have Clovelly, and then down to my right there's some surfers out there. I don't think they're surfing. I think they could well be related in some way to the Dolphins football club. They don't look like they're in a spot where they're going to catch a wave to me, but I could be wrong. No, that's fine, Nicholas. Do you need me to recap why I chose this location? So just very quickly, down there at that point there, thank you so much, Louise. Down there at that point, that's known as Dolphins Point. There are 3 memorials down at that point. One that's dedicated to locals from this particular area who lost their lives in the Bali Bombings. There's one dedicated to people from New South Wales, and there's a sculpture that's dedicated to the event itself. So 20 years ago on this day in Bali, 2 bombs went off. One went off in a bar called Paddy's Bar, which resulted in people running out into the street, when a second bomb that was in a minivan, went off outside the Sari nightclub across the road, causing 202 deaths and a lot of injuries, a lot of burns. It was horrific. 88 Australians were killed that day, 38 Indonesians, and the rest came from about 20 other countries. Yes, Bali, Indonesia. So there were 6 footballers from the Coogee Dolphins football team were killed that day. And that's why we're at Dolphins Point in Coogee. Bali is a favourite holiday destination for Australians. So the theory is that 20 years, I know, it's incredibly, it's both a lifetime ago and almost just last year, really, isn't it? The time warp. It's strange, the tricks that time can play on you. And I also mentioned that the reason why I know exactly where I was that day is that today is my sons, 2 of them. They were both born on the 12th of October. So here we go again. Here's another view of the sun just lighting up the cliff face. Beautiful morning, just incredible, just beautiful. I was hopeful that we would have a glimpse of the sun. I never expected that we would see this. All right, everyone. Do we need any more time? I might just give you a couple more minutes just looking out this way. I want to thank everyone for joining me this morning. It's been a very important occasion. I'm sad there were so few of us, but I had a lot of competition for this time slot today. There were 5 other tours at this time slot. So it's kind of understandable that we're just a very small, intimate crowd. Hopefully you got some beautiful postcards. I would love to see them. If any of you would like to share them, I would love to see them. I think this is definitely an occasion that should be shared with the rest of our community. All right, I'm going to say goodbye to you all. Grab your last postcards. Thank you all, everyone, for coming. I hope this was meaningful. Oh, I'm sorry. We do have to turn around just quickly. Sorry. We're just getting that shine on top of the ocean, which I didn't notice. It's just coming through. It's kind of ethereal, really, isn't it? Look at that. I was closing too soon. Okay, that's a highlight. Let's end on a beautiful highlight. I'll zoom out before I turn the camera around again. Thank you again, everybody. It's been beautiful. I've valued your company this morning. And please enjoy. I'll get that off off my face. Please enjoy the rest of your day or evening, and I'll look forward to seeing you again on another tour very soon. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Evelyn, and thank you for your help with the media and sharing information with me this morning. It's been amazing. Bye for now.